Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. If it wasn't bad enough of suffering through the constant copy-paste, cookie-cutter, rehashing, reskinning of sports games and first-person shooters year after year after year, are you excited? I bet you can't wait to have advertisements, real world, modern day advertisements inside your game experience. Well, apparently Electronic Arts is rearing to go with just that idea. Electronic Arts CEO confirms, company actively working to put advertisements, quote, inside our game experience. While you're gunning down your opponent, make sure you pay attention to that billboard to sell you a Coke or a Pepsi or whatever car insurance you're looking to get. Be careful of those phone numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Just when it seems like modern-day video game landscape couldn't get any more bleak than it already is. Now, what's so bleak about it? Just because you have studios getting shut down and journalists, websites firing people, studio after studio after studio, downsizing, getting bought out, letting people go, hundreds and thousands of people. Moving on in their future endeavors and being wished the best of luck. What could possibly be bleak about that? Along comes Electronic Arts CEO Andrew Wilson with the revelation that the company is actively looking to start placing real-world advertisements inside our game experience. Jesus. This intrusive plan for the Star Wars Jedi? That's where we're... Hold on. This intrusive plan for the Star Wars Jedi series publishers. Oh, okay. It's just the publisher. Okay. EA, Star Wars. Okay. I thought to myself, how are you going to sneak in real world advertisements in Star Wars Jedi? Now I can think to myself, if you're playing, a Madden game, you're going to have the little ticker across the edge of the little banners and advertisements on the outside of the fields, on the scoreboards and all that other stuff. That can kind of make sense unless you're still tacking on a $70 price tag to these games. That's really where the problem lies. If you're going to shove in advertisements into these games, how about you lower the price? Because we know the quality's not going to go up on these games. All the money that you're making for whatever reason, you're going to lower the price on your AAA games? I doubt it. Publisher's future was divulged by Wilson during the Q&A portion of the company's Q4 2024 earnings call as fourth quarter. Wait, what? How do you have an earning? Okay. There must be a difference in the video game calendar that I'm not aware of. Because for me, fourth quarter would be October, November, and December. Fourth quarter of the year. Y'all tell me in the fucking hell. There you go, Steve. I did it. Tell me I did say in the comment section. Anyway, moving on. See, I'm screwing myself up. I'm just going to go ahead and continue with the article, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know. Fielding one question before, as the call drew to a close, Wilson was pressed by Goldman Sachs analyst Eric Sheridan for his thoughts on the market opportunity for dynamic ad insertion. This is being recommended. People are pushing this. How do we fight back against this nonsense? Just stop buying the games. More traditional AAA games across different formats, and how you think that might be revenue opportunity over the medium to long term, because $70 just isn't enough for the copy-paste, cookie-cutter drivel that's being repeated year after year after year. In turn, Wilson asserted, quote, I think it's still early on that front, and we have looked over the course of our history to be very, very thoughtful about advertising in the context of our play experience. Yeah, if you can get it in context of the game and make it less intrusive overall, maybe, perhaps. But again, like I said before, it boils down, how is this going to affect that AAA price tag, you ask? Not at all. No way, shape, or form is that going to lower the price on any of these games. But again, as we think about the many, many billions of hours spent both playing, creating, watching, and connecting, and where much of that engagement happens beyond the bounds of our traditional game experience, our expectation is that advertising has an opportunity to be a meaningful driver of growth for us. If you start putting advertisements in your games, ladies and gentlemen, stop buying these games. We are not interested in real-world nonsense being shoved down our throats in our escapism. Why is everyone seemingly forgetting about the point of a video game? It's to escape, to run away and get away from the nonsense of our real-world lives, even just for a moment, an hour or two. The quote continues, "We'll be very thoughtful as we move into that. The hell you will." Press X to doubt, ladies and gentlemen. X is in the comments. There will be nothing thoughtful. Once you make the decision to insert real-world ads into the games, you're going to find every mean way, shape, or form to insert it however you can into any and all genres of the games that you put out. And then what's going to end up happening after that is other major development studios are going to follow suit because they're going to say, hey, I can do that too. People are tolerating it from Electronic Arts, so they're definitely going to tolerate it from us. But we have teams internally in the company right now looking at how we can do thoughtful implementations, bullshit, inside of our gaming experiences. But more importantly, as we start to build community and harness the power of community beyond the bounds of our games, how do we think about advertising as a growth driver in those types of experience? Real-world advertising is not a growth driver. It's a growth destroyer. Notably, EA's interest in allowing their titles to be used as real-world advertising platforms is far from a new development. Yeah, I believe, what was this one? Yeah, it's been there, done that. It's been done before. From small banners for Adidas being placed along the field in 1993's FIFA International Soccer, which, yes, appropriate because it's a football game. Let's call it football. International Soccer, it's a FIFA game. Makes sense, okay? Not too intrusive, honestly. To the plastering of billboards for then candidate. Now that is 100% intrusive. In Burnout Paradise, I didn't even catch those because I was too busy playing the racing game. That is intrusive. That does not make sense in a Burnout Paradise game. Hitting players of 2020's UFC 4 with a full-blown ad for Amazon's The Boys during replays. That may be closer to being appropriate and in-game appropriate, but again, who's paying attention to those? Most people would probably see them as intrusive, in the way, get out of my face, I want to continue playing on with the game. A billboard such as this, it's off to the side, nobody's paying attention to it. Do you think EA is going to stop at that? I have my doubts. The notoriously greedy corporate publisher has long been attempting to use ad sales as another avenue for which to monetize their games because surprise mechanics just wasn't enough. Those such attempts are regularly and universally rejected by players. Keep speaking your minds. Keep voicing your opinion. Continue to universally reject this nonsense. The overall negative sentiment towards in-game advertisements has not stopped EA from trying to implement them. The only thing that's going to stop it is if you hit them where it hurts, in the wallet, in the bottom line. It's led to them to try and be more subtle in their methods of doing so. The problem is they can be subtle for a year, and then all of a sudden they're going to try to push the envelope just a little bit, just a little less subtle with each single step, until by the end of it, instead of a loading screen, it will be an advertisement for whatever game you're playing. Most recently, in-game advertisements were included in 2023's UFC 5. Who's playing that? However, rather than intrusively throwing them at players throughout the course of the game, EA instead made their viewing completely optional, with players who choose to do so being offered in-game currency, oh boy, in exchange for their time. That's nothing more than mobile phone game tactics. That's all that is. Oh my God. Hey, we'll give you some free stuff if you watch this ad. That is how free-to-play mobile games make their money. Jesus Christ. A AAA game with a $60 to $70 price tag is resorting to mobile app crap in order to make a little bit of extra money, squeeze a little bit of your time out of the customer. This is something that needs to be fought back against, probably far more than is being done right now. That is absolutely ridiculous. Let me know what y'all think. Are you excited? Can you wait? I bet you're so excited for Electronic Arts to just push a little more and a little more and a little more. Keep pushing that envelope until it's just normal, kind of like commercials on Amazon, commercials on Hulu. Even though you're paying for it, you still get that one little extra commercial. This is going to be no different. $70 price tag for a video game, and you dare to try and push advertisements to the player. Despicable, disgusting, but let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTube is begging you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.